Good morning, everyone. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It is Monday, July 14th, and I'm having a little bit of technical problems getting on this morning, but I think I'm okay. Fingers crossed. It says I'm live. If you're with me, let me know you're here. I'd love to know who's joining me today and where you're from in the world. It is raining a lot here today, but that's okay. It's good for the grass, is good for the farmers, good for the trees. Let's, be positive. I always like to put a positive spin on things. How are you doing? I had a fantastic weekend. I hope you did as well. My family and I did things around the house, wrapped up Stampede. I actually didn't even go to the Stampede grounds this year. I'm the only one in our family that did not make it down to the grounds, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I have lived here for 27 years, and I've gone many, many years. My daughter went, my son, I'll tell you a story about Andrew in a second. My son went, my husband went with work. His work they do a rodeo afternoon, and then I'm so excited for him. Saturday, he got to play golf with coworkers, and Friday was golf, and oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff for him going on. And, but my son, Andrew, he's such a great kid. I can't call him a kid. He's a guy. He's grown now, but he'll always be my baby. He works with, retirement, residents, and he does activity program, right? He's an activity, coordinator, not the coordinator, but he puts off the activities. He's a recreational therapy assistant. That's his title. So, he got off work the other day, and there's a nearby restaurant to his work, and he went there, and there was an older lady working, the waitress, and he went for some wings. And he said, Mom, I just went in for some wings by myself, and she asked me if I worked nearby, if I lived nearby, and he told her he worked nearby, and she said, are you going to the Stampede? He thought she was just making small talk. And he said, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it down this year. And she said, well, I have 2 tickets to the grandstand show that another customer came in and gave me. And she's like, I'm not going down either. And I don't want these tickets to go to waste. They're for tonight, which was Friday. And he said, Mom, I was just there eating my wings. And he said to her, wow, that would be so awesome. Thank you so much. So he got a nice feed of wings, and he got 2 tickets to the grandstand show, which means you get entry into the Stampede grounds. You get to go to the grandstand show, which is my favorite part of Stampede, and you get to see the chuck wagon races. So him and his friend went, and they had a fantastic time. And I'm just like, he has been working so hard at work, right? Putting off all the Stampede things at work and doing everything. And actually on Friday, his boss let him and his coworker go home early because they had worked so hard. So I just want to share that good news story with you, because you know what? Good things do happen to good people. So that's my story of goodness from this weekend. So even though I didn't get to go to Stampede, my family did. They had a fantastic time. I got to catch up on some stuff here in my craft room. I got to catch up on my gardening, and I had a great weekend. Hello, Krista. I walked every day, so I'm super happy about that. I love getting up and getting out for my power walk first thing in the morning. But yesterday, OMG. Yesterday we had not a major, because what happened on August 5th, 2024 was major. We had a taste of what we got in August, not nearly as bad, thank heavens. Hail. We had hail last night. So when I flip my camera, you're probably going to see a glimpse of my flowers. We moved them under the deck. My husband and I moved everything. We covered everything. We were batting down the hatches, right, last night, and it blew through, and we did get we got quite a bit of hail. There's a lot of, let's see. Oh, yes, absolutely. You guys believe good things happen to good people. Yes, Lori. And he is a good person, my son, Andrew. He's an amazing guy. There's all kinds of pieces of trees and leaves all over the yard. I had it all cleaned up. And then Mother Nature is like, let's just go down there and mess it up a little bit. Let's mess it up. So anyway, that happened. And now it's Monday. We're here. We're kicking off a new week. I have a new bundle of the week for you. We're going to do Christmas in July. This week is dedicated to Christmas in July. and I'm so excited to share this amazing bundle with you. It's brand new, just was released on July 1st. You could order it, and I'm going to feature it all week long. So let's get started. Global Design Project Challenge is a color challenge this week. We have Old Olive Strawberry Slush. Hi, Karen. Hello, hello. Thank you, everyone. Oh, well, you know what, Krista? The thing about my siding, our siding, is this was like a major disaster what happened last year, right? People are still getting their siding and their roofs done, and ours is not slated to be done until the end of August. So if there was any more damage that happened yesterday, I'm sure it'll be fixed. I don't think so. It wasn't near as bad as it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as last year. So there's that. We don't have our repairs done yet. It's been a gong show. I think every house in the neighborhood has been one after the other. Siding, roof, everywhere you look, right? There's people on roofs fixing houses from last year. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, thank you for your concern, everyone. All right, let's flip the camera and get started on this fun card today. We have a color challenge, which is I always find it challenging to pick my colors, like what goes with what should I do? I usually rely on the designer series paper, and I work with the colors that are listed on the back of the designer series paper. But today we're going AWOL. We're just going to do whatever. We're going to follow the colors, and let me share this with you. Let me just flip the camera and let me just reach for my stuff here. I got a lot of stuff on my desk as per usual to share with you, but the challenge is going to be a great one. Hi, France. Good morning. Hi, Kim. Hello, Lori. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Okay, let's go. Let's flip the camera and point you down. There's a look at my yard, and as you can see, my hanging baskets are right there in front of me. They're not on my back fence because I had to move them. We had to move them in a rush last night when that storm blew in. Oh, all the things, right? But gratefully, it's over, and there was no visible damage. I don't know. Maybe there was damage, but hopefully not. And we're gonna just move forward with this. Okay, Global Design Project Challenge is a color challenge this week. Love a good color challenge, and I don't even think I would have chosen these colors just from out of the blue, right? We've got Old Olive, Strawberry Slush, and Pretty Peacock. So it's GDP 505. So if you make a card, snap a picture with your phone, post it to your favorite social media. If you're here with me, that means you're on Facebook or you're watching the replay on YouTube. Post it. Post your project. We want to see what you make with this hashtag GDP 505. Okay, that just groups all of the projects together and we can see what we all made, right? Hello, Michelle. Hi, Kate. Hello, Wendell. Good morning from hot Sacramento, California. Hello, everybody. Okay, let's talk about what we're going to play with this week. Okay, so we have a brand new bundle. I'm kicking off Christmas in July, and it's never too early to start your Christmas cards. Well, let me just say that, right? We're going to play with this bundle. It's called Jolly Holly. All right, so there's three, how many parts? Oh, there's a lot of parts to this one. So it's a photopolymer stamp set. It is a set of 16 stamps. There's the item code. There's the 10% off price when you buy it as a bundle, which you're going to want to do, right? I actually got this one, true story. I got this one as a prize when I was in Orlando for the incentive trip, and I'm so excited. Now, the dies weren't available at that time. This was a real sneak peek. They always give us new things, new and upcoming things, so we can get excited about them, right? So as soon as this came out, I had to order it. So the dies are a set of 8, and we get this big one here. This is the holly leaves. We get 2 stitched rectangles. That's 3. And then we get the word joy. This one coordinates with the bells. Let me show you here. So it coordinates with the bells. This one coordinates with the poinsettia. This one is with the sprig. This one here is with the holly leaves. And we even have a die. Yes, we have a die to cut out the word joy. Oh my gosh. Love this one. I fell in love with this bundle right away. I mean, I fell in love with the stamp set when they gave it to me in the hospitality room. But then when I found out there was these amazing dies that went with it, oh, I was in love. Okay, so we're going to put all these back on here so I don't lose them. Hi, Cindy. as you recuperate from surgery. Well, I hope you get well very, very quickly, my friends. Thank you for joining us today. Now, this die here, quite intriguing, right? There's no stamp to go with it, but the other part of this is a hybrid folder. So this is an embossing folder. I used it on Friday on my card. Let me see. And it was such a busy weekend. I didn't get this up. I will get this up for you today, but there's the card I made on Friday. Now, this is the card this card shows the embossing folder by itself, just as a folder. And I use the two-tone cardstock, and I used a sanding block, or you could use an emery board, whatever it is, sandpaper. And I scuffed it up to remove some of the green ink, the old olive not ink, cardstock. Hi, Sharon. And then I used my cherry cobbler blend to add in those holly berries. So if you missed my card on Friday, the replay is here. You can go back and check it out. This was my pop-up using the sweet jar and the jar of joy. Okay, so that was Friday. Now we're moving on. We're gonna use this die the way it was designed. It's a hybrid die. So what you want to do is when you open your folder, find the Stampin' Up! Logo. Always find the logo. And then you can take your die, and I'm laying it down so that the flat side is under my thumb. Okay, so I'm just shimmying it back and forth, and when it pops into place, you'll know it, right? There's grooves. So this folder is made to accommodate a die. I had to wrap my brain around that a few years ago when they first came out with hybrid dies. I'm like, wait a second, we're putting our die inside the folder. So here's a look at the folder. Yes, we're putting the die in the folder, and it's there. Now, when you want to lift it out, you can lift it out, but you'll know when it's in the right position, okay? So that we're going to play with that today, like that. And there's the code at the top of my screen. This is my special for this week. Thank you so much, France. Appreciate your kind words. We're going to play with these colors. So what are we going to do? We're going to bring in an old olive card base. Should we do old olive? No, I think we're going to do Pretty Peacock for the card base. Okay, let's see. We're going to do a Pretty Peacock card base. All right. We're going to need some strawberry slush. I've got that already cut. And we're going to need another piece of Pretty Peacock. Now, the piece of Pretty Peacock I'm going to use, let's do the card base first. Rose gets excited. Let's do one thing at a time. We're going to need a piece of cardstock for the front. Let's see if I can lower you down a smidge here. Okay, so there's what I'm playing with. Jennifer says she's a little chicken to do that. No, it's designed to do that, Jennifer. They've made the dies that way so that you can put that's what hybrid means. Now, I wouldn't do that with my other dies. If they don't say hybrid in the description, don't put your die inside your folder. But this one is made, these hybrid dies are made to accommodate the dies. Okay, so we're doing 4 1/4 by 11, and then we're going to score on the long edge at 5 1/2. Okay, so it's going to be a side opening card. And then we're going to need another piece that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now, usually I cut my card fronts a little bit smaller than the card front, but I want to explain to you why I've done exactly the size 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're going to put this into the folder. We're going to put it in. This is going to go into the folder. So I'm going to lay it right down on the die because I want to make sure that I'm cutting it. I'm going to explain to you. We're going to have a little edge off here, and that's okay. I want to make sure I get this edge. So I'm going to put my cardstock on top of the dies, and we're going to just lay that down. Now, if I try to even it up, the reason I don't want to do that is because I tried this earlier, and I'll show you what happens. You'll cut off one of the leaves. So we're just going to line this right up in the center here, right to the center. Well, not in the fold, but just back from it. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so then we're going to close this up, okay? So what we're going to do now is, let's see. I'm just looking at my sample, making sure. Okay, so we're going to just put this into the machine, okay? So I want to show you. Diane says she loves Pretty Peacock. I do too. It is such a gorgeous color. Okay. Bringing in my Big Boss. You're going to need your Big Boss for this guy because it's a big folder. It won't fit in your Mini Boss. Okay. Maggie says her bundle should be here soon. Did you order this one, Maggie? Yay. Okay, so for this one, it is a 3D folder. So we're going to put this in. Always, always, the spine goes in first. And we're going to put the top on, the dark gray plate. Okay, that comes with your machine. And then we're going to roll it through. So we're rolling it through. Like so. And that crack at the end is normal. Okay. And so let's take a look at what we get here. Let's open this up together. And so here's what we get. We take this out gently. Now the die has not moved. It's still there. It's still in position because, as I mentioned, this is made to accommodate the dies. And if you look closely, you can see there's like grooves on this side where the blades can go down. So you're not going to ruin your folder, right? That's what makes it a hybrid folder. Okay, let's take a look at what we have here. Oh my gosh. So this is like beautiful holly berry, but check it out. It's cut in certain places and not in others. So this is going to allow you to fluff up this and make it pretty, make it stand out. Oh my gosh, you could do this in all the colors. You could do this in basic white, vanilla, basic beige. You could add a little color to your leaves, but I'm going along with the Global Design Project Challenge, so I'm following the colors in the challenge. Okay, so let's play with the other colors. The other colors that I've already gone ahead and cut out from the dies that you get with Jolly Holly. You get the large rectangle and the small rectangle. I'm bringing in strawberry slush. Why not, right? Why not use strawberry slush for Christmas? Why not? And then I have my white piece. And look what they've done. I mean, the Stampin' Up! Design artists, they know what they're doing, right? Like, look at the layering, how perfect that is. Okay, so we've got two of the colors. And then we still need some old olive. So what I've done is I've gone ahead, and this is my holly berry leaf, right? That coordinates with this stamp right here. So I'm going to stamp on my die cuts. So you guys know me, I love doing it that way because it saves time. So I've got one here on my silicone mat. I'm going to show you how I'm going to stamp that. And we're going to also do a little stamping. I got a scrap piece of white, and we're going to do a little stamping. We need a greeting, right? And I couldn't resist the joy. I'm like, are there other dies that cut like that? Yes, Jennifer. If you go onto the Stampin' Up! Website and go onto the search bar and type in the word hybrid, you will see all the selection of dies that we have that do that, okay? It's so fun. It is one of my favorite things. Okay, so we're going to bring in Pretty Peacock ink, and we're going to stamp the word joy. Let me show you the stamp set again. Here it is. I'm just going to lay that right to the right so you can see it here. But we're going to ink that up with Pretty Peacock, and we're going to stamp on my scrap paper. Boom, look at that. Love it. It's a great font. Now let's bring in the die. Now this one, you're definitely going to want to take a little bit of caution and take your time. Put your die right over top. Now this is one that I probably would not die cut first and then stamp. That would be really hard, I think, to line it up, but it's not impossible, right? You could do it. Okay, so we're going to use some Post-it tape. I'm actually going to use 2 little pieces, and I'm going to make sure it's lined up. Put one piece there and one piece right there. Okay, so we're going to run that through the machine. I don't need my extra cardstock to go through, just big enough for that. So I'm going to go off camera and pop that through the machine. So for my layering, I'm going to need just want to review that. So we're going to need platform number 1. Hi, Kelly. We're going to, good to see you. Put layer number 1, number 2. We need a platform 3, which is our cutting plate. Put that on. And your cutting plates will look like this after you've loved them a lot. That's normal. And then I'm going to put another 3 on the top. So give me 1 second. I'll cut this out. I'll be right back. All right, so run that through. And here's what I end up with. Look at that. Isn't that perfect? Oh, I just love it. Okay, put the dies back. Always, always, especially on a Monday morning, you don't want any problems. Put the dies back onto your magnetic sheet. Okay, so we're going to stamp the little holly berry now. So I've got that on my block. I'm going to stamp with Memento because I'm going to be coloring with blends. And when you color with blends, you need to use Memento so your ink does not bleed, okay? So we're going to just take the holly berry, hover over the die cut very carefully. I hope my head's not in the camera. And then stamp straight down and straight up. And there we have our holly berry. Now, if you wanted to do more than one, this die, the holly berry die, is an outside edge, right? It's just the outside edge. So the machine is strong enough to cut through 2 layers at a time. You can do multiple. You can do 2. I wouldn't go as far as to do 3 with our cardstock because we have the thickest cardstock on the market. So you want to make sure, there, I'm like, where did that go? There it is. You want to make sure you're just doing 2 pieces of cardstock. Okay, so let's bring in some color and add a little pop of color. So I'm bringing in my Old Olive. I'm going to add a touch of a dark Old Olive to the center of my leaves. And then I've got my light Old Olive. When you buy these blends markers, you get both shades. You get the dark and the light. So I like to do a little bit of dark first, and then I come in with the light shade, and I'm going to blend it out. Okay, so blend out that dark center there. And then for the little holly berries, we're going to bring in our strawberry slush. Which one do I have? I have light. Let's do dark. Make it really nice and cheerful. Okay, so we're going to add some not cherry cobbler. You could use cherry cobbler, but our color challenge today is strawberry slush. So I'm doing strawberry slush. And then by the magic of camera, I already did 2 before when I was waiting here and I was drinking my coffee. I thought, oh, let's just do those and see how they're turning out. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. We're going to get our glue flowing on these now, and let's put this together. All right, so let's put some glue. I love this Joy. Well, I love everything about that die because it's the font is perfect, but look how easy it is to apply liquid glue to the background. It's not a really skinny die. It's just perfect. And then I'm going to add glue just to the portion where the holly berries are. And then we're going to bring in our layers here. So we've got a layer of strawberry slush and a layer of white. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the white. We're going to pop that onto our strawberry slush background. It's all about the layering, guys, right? Okay, so thank you, Maggie. I'm so happy you like this one. Alrighty, so now I just put my glue on, but if you wanted to do this part first and let it sit, you can totally do that because the glue is so forgiving. When you pick it up, it will be dry, but once it makes contact with another piece of cardstock, it's going to stick, stick, stick. Okay, this is going to go right in the center. And then here's the fun part. I'm going to leave my holly berries for a second. This here, let me show you why I love this die, this hybrid die. And I think you're going to love it too. And I think you want to order it before it sells out. This is going to be a great seller. Okay, so we're coming in here, and I didn't adhere this to the card front because I want to be able to maneuver these leaves and make them work for what I want from them. So I'm just bringing my rectangle in. You can tell there's a lot of different options here. You can change your direction. These leaves are all going, like you could do a landscape or a portrait version of this card. This one I was inspired by the samples that Stampin' Up! Gives us on the website, and I changed up the colors to match today's color scheme, but I'm really liking how this is looking. So I'm just placing it here right now to see how it's going to look, and then I'm going to pop this out, and then I'm simply going to come in here with my liquid glue. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue like in the center where I know it's going to sit, and then I'm going to come back in and place it. Okay, so then let's use my Take Your Pick tool to lift up this leaf. Probably could even lift up that one and put it on the outside edge. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so once you've got it in position, remember I put the glue there so we can press that down onto the glue. Wow, so stinking cute. I love strawberry slush. I never ever thought that I would be making a strawberry slush Christmas card. But the Global Design Project Challenge teaches us that you never know what the challenge is going to be. So I'm bringing in my hollies, my holly berries with the greenery. I'm going to put 2 up here, and we're going to balance it out and put 1 down here like that. So now I have used all 3 colors from the challenge, right? Because we have Strawberry Slush, Old Olive, and Pretty Peacock. Now this is the exact card front, right? It's the exact same size. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You could put this on a basic white, like a thick basic white cardstock. You could put it on Strawberry Slush. You're not really going to see what color card base, so you can use whatever color you want. I'm bringing in Pretty Peacock just to keep it simple. I'm going to flip it over now, and I'm going to add my liquid glue. So easy. I'm only adding it to the edge because I want those holly leaves to be stayed popped up. And I'm going to add a little bit to the middle because I don't want, the middle's not going to be popped up because the rectangles are on top of it. So here we go. We're going to put this down onto the card front, and so easy to line up. You're just lining up all the edges, right? You don't have to worry about a border. We're just going flush with the edges. Tap it all down, and wow, such a pretty card, right? It's so simple. Once you run those die cuts through, you've got gorgeous, gorgeous Christmas cards or scrapbook pages. This could make a fantastic title on a scrapbook page. Speaking of scrapbooking, we've got the virtual album retreat that's coming up this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm so excited. Are you signed up for it? Do you know what I'm talking about? You can still get your virtual album retreat. And when you buy that virtual album retreat, you're going to get a kit in the mail. Now you won't get it by Wednesday, but the replay will be available to you. So we don't know how many of those are left, guys. Don't miss out. It's going to be a fantastic event. And it's from 2 p.m. Mountain Time to 10:30 every single day. Live on a private Facebook group that you get entry into when you buy your kit. If you haven't purchased yours yet, you could get into the group, and when your kit arrives, you can watch the replay and do your 12-page album. So excited about this. Okay, so we're saying joy on the front. Now look at all the greetings for the inside. You could say bright and happy Christmas wishes, holly jolly. I really like this one. May the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. Let's see if that fits on my, yes, it does. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to get a block for that one. Let me grab one of my blocks. This is block H, which I think will work perfectly. Okay, so we're going to stamp. Now we have a choice here. We can stamp with all kinds of different colors. I'm actually thinking I'll stick with my Pretty Peacock, which I did on the front. And you know how I did the, one of the cards I did last week, was it Friday's card where you do paper piecing, where you stamp in another color and then you just snip out the words. So this would be, yes, it was this one. You see how I stamped this in Old Olive and then I cleaned it off and I stamped it on some scrap paper and then I fussy cut the word sweetest. You could do that with this one too, right? You could fussy cut out these 3 words if you wanted to, or you could ink it up with markers. Lots and lots of options. Okay, I'm going to bring back, keep it simple. This card, I mean, it doesn't look simple. It looks like it would take a lot of work to make this card, but you saw how easily this card came together, right? It's so easy. Okay, so let's do the same thing on the inside. We'll add that little holly berry to tie it all together. And there we go. We do our berries and bring in our Old Olive. I'm using the fine tips of this one, so dark in the center here. And then we'll use the fine tip to blend it all in. I don't like to blend it completely. I do like to see the 2-tone color. I just feel like it's more realistic. But you can totally do your coloring the way you like to do it. Okay, so this is going on the inside. And this measurement, I get a lot of people ask me about this measurement. This is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. You get 8 of these out of a sheet of white. Alrighty, let's go ahead and pop this inside. Boom. Now I've got 2 Christmas cards done because I did the one on Friday. And now this one, and all week long I'll be doing Christmas cards. All right, 2 more days till the album retreat. Yes, Annika, yeah, I know. Oh yeah, TJ's excited. I'm excited too, TJ. Okay, so we're going to close our ink pad here, and Of course, now you can just bling this up with whatever you want. I'll probably add a few rhinestones to the edges, maybe put them on the white part so they stand out a little bit more. And don't forget, Wink of Stella. You can Stella this up and make it shiny however you like. Oh, such a pretty card. Alrighty, let's see. Whoops, I turned you around here. Hopefully you can still see me. All right, let me flip you around. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your kind remarks about this card. I totally cased it from Stampin' Up, but changed up the colors to match the Global Design Project Challenge this week, which is Old Olive, Strawberry Slush, and Pretty Peacock. I'd love to see how you're inspired by this color challenge and what you make with this. So I hope you'll come back and join me all week long. I'm going to be making Christmas cards, first time ever, Christmas in July, all week long. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Mountain Time, same bat channel, same bat time, bat channel, stamped channel. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.